look in the mirror, when I look in the mirror, baby I see it clear, why you wanted the mirror. I'm not surprised, I sympathize. I can't deny your appetite. You got a fetish for my...
Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel again, Amber Speaks 2. I really appreciate you taking the time to come back and check me out, so I appreciate it. Today, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right in. I was mentioning the last video, I couldn't figure out if I should have did a, pros and cons part 1 and a part 2, because I do feel like there are a few more pros and cons that I could talk about. But again, as I spend more time in Arizona, I'm sure there's more things I'll find, and I'll just make sure I have enough to make another video. So today's just gonna be a few FYIs, because every state you move to, there's different things that you have to do. With Arizona specifically, I'll just go ahead and start with number 1, which is you need to register your vehicle. So you have 30 days to register your vehicle. Now, maybe that's something that is normal in a lot of places, I don't know, but it's definitely a thing here, and it is law. So when you relocate, you have 30 days to register your vehicle. You also need to get your identification as well, your driver's license as well. So keep that in mind. I think it's $25. The lady told me at they call it MDV. It's so interesting because we call it what we call it, motor vehicle. It's different, but they call it MDV, whatever. Again, that could be normal a lot of places. I'm just getting used to their lingo. So register your vehicle. It is law. So just, you can call to, either one of the MDVs in the area and just ask them, just so that way you have details. I know that another thing, like if you have a vehicle that's a little bit older, like my vehicle now is a 2015, not for long though. Not for long. I'm gonna be going car shopping hopefully in 2023, so we'll see. But anyways, I have my current vehicle is a 2015, and so with that being said, I know with that you'll need emissions testing because of the year, and so it just depends on your year, make, and model, or the year specifically. You may need emissions. I think it's like $60 or something like that, and then I think it's if you want to have that span over 1 year, I think it's an additional $16. And if you want to have it span over 2 years without having to go back and get another test, then it's $17. So of course I'll probably do the $17 because it's only a $1 difference for another year. Only makes sense. So, and that way you don't have to worry about going to get another emissions test for a couple years. So that's super nice. So make sure you get your vehicle registered. Another thing too, if you fail the emissions testing, they do let you do, they provide you a 90-day permit that allows you time to get the repairs fixed to your vehicle, which I think is really nice. I've never failed an emissions test before, so again, that could be normal, but again, specifically talking about Arizona, they give you 90 days. One of the reps was telling me that there's a program, you'll have to look further into it, I did not, but there's a program out there, like if you did fail your emissions test, you can, like either they pay up to $900 for your vehicle to get repaired, or they'll reimburse you up to $900 for your repairs for your vehicle. That way when you go back and take your emissions test again, you'll pass, but they'll pay up to $900. It's like a program for us. So you'll just talk to the emissions people and they'll talk to you about it. I thought that was super cool, only because Arizona is not like one of those places that has like a lot of like resources and things like that. I probably should have put that information in my con for my last video. I'll just say that now really quick before I jump into number 2 for the FYIs is Arizona's not one of those states that is like full of like help and assistance. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So you really do have to have your ducks in a row. You know, have your ducks in a row the best way you can. I mean, stuff always happens, but I always say like try to have, 3 to 6 months of savings saved up just in case something happens. We all dealt with the COVID and the pandemic, and so I definitely was not prepared, I'll tell you that. But it's just one of those things, it's just one of those places where there's not like a wealth of information or resources, whether you're a mom, whether you're a single mom. There's just not a lot of like a help out there. Where I'm from, like if you, like Washington State, I don't want to keep bouncing back and forth, but Seattle, Washington State, lots of resources. So no matter, even if you're not like a mom or a parent, if you're just somebody who just needs help with whatever, food or shelter or rent or whatever it is, there's so many resources where I'm from. I can honestly tell you that. It's not like that here. So you heard it first. It ain't like that out here. You got to have your stuff together. Number 2 for FYIs, rent is 3 to 3.5 times the rent. Rent is 3 to 3.5 times. You have to have 3 to 3.5 times the rent. You know what I'm saying? So if you go and apply for an apartment or for, if you apply for like an apartment or even a townhome or a home if you're renting, 3.5 times the rent, it's a stretch. So if you have 2 people in the household, it's gonna be a lot easier than doing it by yourself. Believe me, I know. It's no joke. So if you're looking for a place, it's a couple $1,000s a month. Just know you have to gross at least 3 times that or 3.5 times that. So keep that in mind. That's an FYI that is super, super important. Even if you have to, again, get a second job or get another part-time job, whatever you need to do. But it needs to be 3.5 times the rent, and it will be a denial. If you don't make that, they will deny you. So just keep that in mind. Number 3, FYI, public transportation, not good. Not good out here. Their public transportation system is not great. It's so interesting because I do be seeing bus stops, but like don't nobody be there. But I think I've only seen a bus maybe one time, and that was when I first started coming out to visit here over 10 years ago. So, I don't know. Their public transportation system is not great. So my suggestion would be I would recommend having like a vehicle, or if you have family and friends or whatever, even if you can borrow their vehicle or you just have a ride to get back and forth to work or whatever the case is, because who wants to spend a whole bunch of money on like Uber and taxi and stuff like that, especially with everything they got going on. Not getting into that, but either way, you don't want to spend money on that every day to get to where you have to get to. So public transportation is not too hot here. Keep that in mind. Another FYI is time zone. So I don't know, everybody's coming from somewhere different. Where I was coming from is an hour difference. We're an hour ahead here versus Washington State. So keep that in mind. It could take a little while to get adjusted, especially if you're even like 2 or 3 hours difference. I know eventually when daylight saving times comes, it's like it does catch up to like the time frame that I'm used to, PST. But just keep that in mind. And for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's the time seems to fly by here. Like you need to make sure that your days are like, work, or if you have kids, or you need to like stay on task. It's easy to get off task. The time just flies here, and I don't know what that's about or what that means. It's just something I noticed. When I lived in Tennessee for less than a year, many years ago, when I first went to college, it was so slow. It seemed like the time was just going so slow. Here, it's like the day literally flies by. Like, I'm like, I need to get my day going, because sometimes it just feels like if I don't do everything I need to do in that day, if I didn't accomplish what I want to accomplish that day, it's probably because I wasn't being as effective as I would like to be in planning. You know, I work and stuff like that. I have a kid and all that stuff. So the time just flies by, and maybe it's just me, but if it's not me and you come and you notice it, comment, tell me if I'm wrong. The last FYI is, just so you know, because I know people are like, you know, Arizona's hot. The weather is normally hot, which is true. But keep in mind, if you go to Flagstaff, which is not too far away from like the Chandler, Phoenix, Gilbert, whatever area, because everything's not super far apart. Keep in mind, Flagstaff, they do have a winter. They do get snow up there. So check that out if you're like coming from somewhere where there is snow, or you're like, dang, I at least want to experience snow sometimes. Flagstaff is one of the places that does have snow, so you get to still experience the winter and the snow. The last thing I was gonna say, it's more like not an FYI, but again, so much stuff to do out here, so many things to do, again, from Phoenix all the way to even Flagstaff. There's different parks and, like I said, indoor, outdoor stuff. There's just different museums and all these different restaurants and stuff. And I really can't wait to dive into just going to different restaurants. Like, I literally am gonna make it a thing, because I wanna like find out what's good and what's not so good. I don't care for their fast food here. Like, I don't know what it is. It just never seems good. Their fast food, it's like, no matter if it's McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's, it just never seems like it tastes good. I don't know. It just never seems like it tastes good. So I cook a lot more, and I don't even like cooking. But anywho, that was just a few of the FYIs, again, that I wanted to go over with you. Keep all of those things in mind. Nothing that should be a make or break thing, but hopefully it's super helpful. I will be coming back on here with another video soon to bring you some more information. Public service announcement. Can I say that? It's really not, but maybe I shouldn't have said. I hope that's not a bad thing. I was joking, but that could. Yeah. Any announcement. So on this channel, I am also going to be doing reviews. I'm always, you know, I'm big into advice and relationships and just providing just general life advice, because it's something I'm really, really good at. And my family and friends just feel like I give like some of the greatest advice, and I have like some great perspectives on different life topics. And this channel does talk about different life topics and things that I think are important. And it's nice to like connect with people that have the same views and perspectives that I do, because I feel like a lot of stuff that's out there, like a lot of rhetoric is the same, and I never really hear anything that's like contrary to that, or anything that's like different. So I do feel like I definitely bring a different perspective on a lot of I don't want to say hot topics, but you know, topics that are important and things that people talk about all the time. And so I will be reviewing the show Ready to Love. This season doesn't look as great as some other past seasons, but I will go ahead and provide some thoughts, perspectives, and conversations on the new, I think it's season 7 of Ready to Love. So definitely check that out. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming back. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment. I would so appreciate it. Thank you. Have a blessed, wonderful holiday. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Look in the mirror. When I look in the mirror, baby, I see a clear. Why you want the mirror?